newest data suggests the U.S. economy is slowing down.
In an era of unprecedented challenges and uncertainties, it's essential to have a clear understanding of the economic condition. Let's look at the 10 shocking facts that will open your eyes, but also challenge your beliefs about the U.S. economy. So, are you ready to dive into a gripping exploration of the U.S. economy like never before? Buckle up as we take you on an eye-opening journey through these 10 astonishing facts. Coming in at number 10 is the labor market of the United States. The labor market finds itself on shaky ground in the wake of the powerful COVID-19 storm. Early retirements, declining migration, and a number of other problems had an evident impact and cast doubt on the country's economic strength. Did you know that the first quarter of 2023 saw employers grappling to add a mere 221,000 jobs? This marked the smallest gain in over 2.5 years, a sharp contrast to the soaring highs the nation had once celebrated. A once roaring engine of job opportunities was now sputtering, leaving millions of hopeful workers in uncertainty. Job openings, the lifelines of the labor market, reached an all-time low since May 2022. As the economic winds shifted, countless positions that were once thriving began to vanish, leaving many seeking employment stranded on the shores of uncertainty. Tech giants like Google, Meta, and Amazon were not immune to the economic storm. In a shocking revelation, it was unveiled that more than 150,000 tech employees faced the axe in 2022 alone. Hold on, rewind. That's twice the number of cuts they made in 2020 and a staggering 10 times more than 2021. Coming in at number 9 is the unprecedented debt burden, with a staggering $16.9 trillion owed, surging by $2.75 trillion since 2019. A shocking link between family dynamics and debt has been discovered, showing that consumers with children owe anywhere from 14% to 51% more than the average American. The more children a family has, the higher their debt burden, with families of 4 or more children staggering under 51% more debt than the national average. Even a single child can push a family 14% over the national average. This financial saga highlights that parenthood comes with significant financial responsibilities. The story of a single man working long hours and struggling with massive school loan payments and past due expenses serves as a painful reminder that nobody is immune to debt's grasp, regardless of age or family background. Life's unpredictability reminds us of the need for prudent financial planning and responsible spending to avoid drowning in debt and protect the American dream. Moving to number 8, we have the lack of financial freedom of the citizens. Across the nation, millions found themselves shackled by the burden of debt, limited opportunities, and uncertain futures. As the tale unfolds, it becomes a gripping journey through the trials and triumphs of those striving to break free from the chains of financial restriction. Did you know that financial freedom has been the only goal for many Americans throughout history? Studies reveal that nearly 40% of adults would struggle to cover an unexpected expense of just $400. In short, it is important to understand that financial constraints not only impact individuals, but also ripple through the broader economy. Consumer spending, savings rates, and investment decisions are all influenced by the state of financial well-being. Coming in at number 7 is credit card debts. Almost half of Americans found themselves reliant on these little plastic cards, using them to cover daily expenses and bridge the gap between their dreams and their reality. Little did they know that this reliance would soon lead to an economic avalanche, burying them under an astounding $986 billion in credit card debt. Did you know that this staggering sum is just shy of crossing the monumental milestone of $1 trillion? The financial environment became more dangerous than ever as the country struggled with rising interest rates and persistent inflation. Many Americans got caught in a web of economic issues, which drew them deeper into the grip of credit card debt. The results are disastrous, turning the promise of wealth into an unstable dance with financial tragedy. Moving to number 6 is food inflation. In the vast expanse of the world's fields and farms, a quiet storm brewed, a relentless surge in food inflation. The prices of food, the very essence of life, were soaring to all-time highs, sending shockwaves through the global economy. Did you know that food inflation has been a recurring challenge throughout American history? From the early days of pioneers settling the land to modern-day bustling cities, the cost of food has played a pivotal role in shaping the nation's prosperity and the lives of its citizens. In 2022, the nation witnessed a relentless rise in food prices, leaving many families struggling to cope. Though there were hopeful signs for 2023, the outlook remained uncertain. Experts predicted a 5.8% increase in food prices, a concerning figure that fell within a prediction interval of 5.0 to 6.6%. As the storm of food inflation continues to brew, crucial questions loom. How can the United States ensure food security and affordability for all its citizens? At number 5, we have the rise in gasoline prices. In the vast expanse of America's highways and byways, an unseen force was wreaking havoc on the nation's economy: the relentless surge in gasoline prices. The lifeblood of transportation and commerce, fuel is becoming an increasingly expensive commodity, leaving a trail of economic challenges in its wake. In recent times, Americans felt the squeeze as gasoline prices soared to levels not seen in years. The consequences reverberated far beyond the gas pumps, posing a formidable challenge to the U.S. economy. As transportation costs surged, the price of goods and services followed suit, impacting everything from groceries to air travel. Did you know that the U.S. economy heavily relies on the transportation sector? With over 70% of goods transported by trucks, rising gasoline prices can cause a domino effect on supply chains and lead to inflationary pressures across various industries. Innovation and investment in sustainable transportation offer a beacon of promise in a world seeking a greener and more resilient future. Coming in at number 4 is the lack of savings made by adults for their retirement. The people of the U.S. are facing the daunting reality of insufficient retirement savings. The dream of a comfortable retirement seemed like a distant mirage, as most workers found themselves far from reaching the staggering sum of $1.25 million needed for such a life. Startlingly, a significant chunk of older Americans were nearing their retirement years with not a single penny saved. Astonishingly, about 27% of individuals aged 59 or older were facing their golden years with an empty nest egg. With the mature generation now between the ages of 59 to 77 years old, time is of the essence for these individuals to bolster their retirement savings. Yet the financial burdens they face loom larger than ever. At number 3 is the dependency of the working class on a paycheck. The American workforce has a profound dependency that had taken root: the reliance of the working class on their paychecks. These regular wages were the lifeline that sustained countless lives, shaping the very foundation of the nation's economy. But as the story unfolds, it becomes evident that this dependence carries a weighty impact, both for individuals and the economy at large. Millions of workers toil day in and day out, relying on their paychecks to cover essential expenses and support their families. Yet hidden beneath this seemingly stable surface lies a delicate balance, with little room for financial turbulence. As the cycle continues, the nation faces the sobering prospect of a fragile economy susceptible to shocks. Moving on to number 2, the rising poverty in the United States. The alarming rise of poverty is threatening to reshape the very fabric of the nation's economy. It has become clear that the consequences of this escalating hardship go far beyond individual struggles, casting a shadow over the entire economic landscape of the United States. In the bustling cities and quiet corners of America, millions found themselves grappling with the harsh reality of poverty. As families faced financial distress, the cracks in the economic foundation began to widen, threatening to undermine the nation's stability. The nation's economic force is in danger of being destroyed by the rising tide of poverty, obstructing growth and leaving behind a widening wealth divide. And coming in at number 1 is medical debts. In the shadows of towering medical institutions, a silent and unrelenting crisis brews: medical debts. A haunting specter that haunts the lives of millions. Did you know that medical debts are the number 1 cause of personal bankruptcy? They loomed large over the lives of many, leaving them shackled in a relentless cycle of debt. But the pain was not equally distributed. Like the cracks in a fractured mirror, the burden was irregularly borne by the most vulnerable. Uninsured adults, women, Black and Hispanic individuals, parents, and those with lower incomes are the ones most vulnerable to the crushing weight of healthcare-related debts. In an era of unprecedented challenges, the U.S. economy faces 10 shocking facts that reveal an alarming state of affairs. From a struggling labor market to soaring medical debts, the nation grapples with a lack of financial freedom, rising poverty, and mounting credit card debts. As Americans navigate uncertain times, these eye-opening revelations shed light on the pressing issues threatening economic stability. How do you perceive the current state of the U.S. economy? And what do you think are the most pressing economic challenges that need to be addressed? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.